Hello and welcome to the Dinosaw for week 14 of 2023. Another 7 curious interesting things I saw last week. As ever, give it a like, share it and all that good stuff. First of all, this is a video from Cody Williams. I saw this on LinkedIn of all places, and it really is showcasing 3D Presso, which is a platform website essentially you go to and you can upload a video, 1-minute video of you just rotating around an item, an object, toy, whatever it needs to be, and it will then generate a really high resolution 3D model. This isn't brand new, but the quality of this is absolutely fantastic, and it spawned quite a lot of extra videos about how to animate them, how to clean them up, that sort of thing. So really sort of got everybody's imaginations going, got the juices flowing. So if you want to have a play with it, it's free to actually upload your video. You just have to tick a few check boxes and you're ready to go. So definitely have a look at that. That's interesting. Twitter have published their recommendation algorithm of all things. So this actually came a couple of days after somebody updated or uploaded quite a lot of code to GitHub, some Twitter code. There is now an investigation to find out who that was, but clearly there's some disgruntled people at Twitter and they've uploaded some code. However, this is different. This is Elon Musk saying we are transparent and we want you to see what our recommendation engine does. Now, as you can see, there's some things where people got very, very interested in. So if author is Elon, if author is power user, a Democrat or a Republican, you can see in the code there. This is me just screenshotting the code as I downloaded it as well. So it is in there. Now, what they did say is, like, actually you'll find in the comments that all they're really using this for is to check that they are not being biased one way or the other. So they are checking whether it is a Democrat or a Republican and making sure they are even. So it wasn't quite as spicy as we thought it was. So that's quite interesting. Lots of code, lots of people have been through it, and this is probably as weird as they found. Wilson and EOS, who make rocket parts and 3D printed stuff, have teamed up to make a 3D printed airless basketball, and as you can see here, it is now featuring for the first time in an NBA game, and this was actually in the slam dunk competition. This was the slam dunk contest with Kenyon Martin Jr., and I think that's his dad helping him out as well. So that's pretty funky. Exactly why we need a airless basketball, I'm not really sure, because it's still made out of plastic with air kind of in the middle of it. But there you go. Apparently it weighs the same, feels the same, bounces the same as a real ball. So I guess you can tune it really interestingly with different materials. There you go. The world is currently against AIs, especially this week. So again, Elon Musk has been very vocal about this, but a group of people from the Future of Life organization who look at things like how do you stop nuclear war and all that sort of stuff using technology, or at least keeping checks and balances on that. So they have a petition. There were, when I reported on this, about 2,000 and something names on it. Some quite significant names on there as well. Some sort of heroes from the histories of technology are in there as well. So what they're really saying is, look, it's all getting a little bit quick. We can't be flooding the world with propaganda. We can't be taking people's jobs away, even the fulfilling ones, and also we can't really be matching the non-human minds, and therefore there's no really place for a human being anymore. So they're calling on a 6-month pause of the training of AI systems so they can figure out actually how to do it. So there you go. Of course, that is totally, you can't do that. So it's not going to happen. And of course, other countries are not going to abide by it anyway, but at least the spirit is there. Also, Italy, the government have actually said, like, ChatGPT actually breaks a number of the privacy rules. So until that's sorted, they are blocking it as well. So it is starting. This is Unreal. They had an update. This is Unreal 5.2. Some interesting things in the demo. I mean, just the quality. I mean, it probably doesn't do it justice on this screen, but it can do something like 71 million polygons, which is incredible. But this one has this procedural generation system. So if you come to this thing, you say, well, I actually want a big sort of lump of trees in the middle of this, then all of a sudden you just bring up the interface and you put a lump of trees. If you want it to move to the left or the right, you can do that. And that's what the procedural system does. So as you see right here, if you would like that to be a clump of trees, in it goes. And what it is actually it's aware of the surroundings. So those trunks, for instance, have now bridged the gaps. If you wanted the truck to only go one way, it would put water in the way, all that sort of stuff. They've also updated their Fortnite editor, which allows people to edit huge worlds in Fortnite, which is a very smart business move. Yeah, and there's a really nice materials renderer as well in there as well. But if that's your world, that's interesting. This also uses Unreal, actually, to be honest. So this is Ocean Outdoor, who are one of the UK's and the world's actually premier digital screen provider, so billboards to you and me. They've had this thing called DeepScreen. There probably should be a registered trademark after that, but you've probably seen them. You've seen a bunch of them in China, for instance, where you look at these billboards in a certain angle or from a certain angle, and they look like they're bursting out. So that is what they've termed DeepScreen. And now you've got DeepScreen Alive, which allows them to be interactive as well. So as you can see here, you can then stand where you're supposed to stand, and it will render the ad. Now, what it's doing here is actually what it's doing is it's skewing the ad rendering based on your point of view. So if you actually looked at a normal ad, it would all be kind of wonky. But if you look at it from that point of view, it looks cool. So that's opening up a whole new possibilities in 3D billboards. There you go. And finally, we have Taxhaven 300 or 3000. It's one of my favourite art collectives in New York called Mischief. Now this is slightly curious. Their point is that the tax system is needlessly complicated, and it's made more complicated by the likes of certain platforms who want it to be complicated, so you have to buy their software. So what they've done is they've created this, quite frankly, a piss take of a dating game, anime dating game, and it just asks you stuff along the way like, hey, get to know me, you need to give me your social security number, and it finds out a little bit more about you, and it essentially fills out your tax return. So whilst this is maybe not the most gender neutral way of doing it, I think really the art piece is really poking fun at they should be fun, they can be fun, and this proves that you can actually fill out your tax return. Only in the US, by the way. This is for US federal taxes. There you go. Hopefully that was interesting. Hopefully that was useful. As ever, if this has been interesting, then give it a like, give it a share, and I will see you next week.